Hey, here we are at Mexico. This is the BeamR, one of the classic cars available in Rush Rally 3 as of April 2020. I've continued the modifications I was making to it, or the customizing of the graphics of it, from my YouTube video, Rush Rally 3, Customise DECAL Basics, and this is how I've decided to finish up the car. Here we are watching the car in replay mode, spin camera, to see how the graphics look. I tried to make the car just a little more blocky. It looks pretty blocky to me from the front there. I darkened the air dams for underneath the car in both front and back, you can say there. And the line treatment I did, or rubber-like treatment, perhaps for the indents that were on the bumper previously. They are black and well finished here. Those might be a little more difficult to do if you've got a small screen on your device. The two main sponsors there on the hood, Mogul and Naze. That makes quite a difference, I find, in the looks of the car. That is done by doing a two-layer treatment, as I showed in the previous video of how I did the BSS on the front of the car in front of the windshield. Now, if you want to know exactly how those main sponsors came out a little bit goldish, it's a white underlayer, and the overlayer is a 50% of the color just to the right of the bright yellow. I think it makes the car look rather classy. I don't know if you can see some of the other small details I made. The BSSs do all have an underlayer on them. The decals on the back, I find on this track, they don't show up overly well. They're usually in shadow, but they've done the same. I did the same thing with the Nea and the Mogul back there. There's also some small before I get into the small lettering, I should mention the sun visor that was previously on the car on the driver's side window. The previous video shows you how to remove that if you would like. And I did some small lettering on here. Now we're done with the race there. Let's go take another look at this somewhere. Let's go have a look at our car fairly close up. We'll need to go into the upgrade, custom, and here we are in the decal mode. Or the paint mode, you can change the various colors. I've done some small lettering on here as well. I thought with a name like BeamR, I don't know, it just seemed like a copy car to me. The Englishman that sold it to me, I don't know, he was, well, I think it's Russian, a Russian copy, so I decided to turn the R backwards. That is done when you place the R on there, and you swipe across real quickly, and the letter will go, or the other decal will go backwards in whichever direction you're swiping in. It's a little hard to line up letters like that. There are only 5 letters in BeamR, fortunately. It's a little difficult. I did that initially by putting H's down there, but you might want to do something like that on the other side too. And you can't just use symmetry. You have to do each letter separately. It takes quite a while to do that, just like I did when above the BeamR on this side. I don't know if you can read that there. It says Forever Young. That's sort of a play on the car number I've decided for this car. She looks like a great car to me. I called her 39. Now in the back here, it's mostly in shade. It's a little hard to see. I did change some of the letters or some of the decals for sponsor-like decals in the back as well. It's kind of hard to see the ones just above the bumper there. They're in bright white, actually. They're still hard to see. And the Ney and the Mogul there, I did the same treatment before with the double layer. There's also right underneath what looks like a car symbol in the center there, just above the license plate, There's an M30, so you know exactly what car this is. So I hope my car doesn't look too bad and I didn't offend any Russians or wherever else they actually make a BeamR M30. So I'm going to call that a video and hope it helps you out if you decide you want to customize your car. I think that gold color really stands out on there. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention before I call it a video, I darkened up the body color of this car. Instead of the bright red, I went with the darker blood red color so that the decals stand out a little more. So if you want to do a copy of this yourself, go for it for the Nays and the Mogul and the BSS. I don't imagine you'll spend as much time as I did. It took many, many hours to do all that small lettering on there because you can't do it from side to side. Or even just trying to line up all those letters. I have got a screen that is 1920 by 1200 and it took ages to line those up. So now I am going to call that a video. If you decide you want to customize your classic car, you could go for this look too.